Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is June 1st, 2022. So today is game one of the Lightning and Rangers series in hockey. And a few days ago, I put out a video where I thought that the Hurricanes was going to beat the Rangers and advance to play the Lightning. And I thought it was going to be synced up with the weather. But I see what they did. If you guys notice, on May 31st, the Tampa Bay Rays, they began their series against the Texas Rangers. Remember what I was saying a few days ago about how they sync up the MLB schedule with sometimes they do it with the with the NBA schedule, sometimes they do it with the hockey schedule, the football schedule. These leagues are all connected. And sometimes if you pay attention to other leagues' schedule, you can find out who's going to advance in the postseason. The Hurricanes were playing a Game 7 versus the New York Rangers, right? A day after the MLB schedule, they had the Tampa Bay Rays scheduled to play the Texas Rangers. A day after Game 7 of the Hurricane and Rangers series. Now, if I would have caught this, I would have, stood away from the Hurricanes because the Hurricanes had a pretty decent riddle. But, stuff like this, like I said in my other video, it almost never fails. They always sync up these leagues with the schedule, and it's almost like predictive programming. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering why, if that's the case, why, because they had the Marlins playing. The Marlins are playing the San Francisco Giants on June 2nd. But if you look at the MLB schedule, on June 3rd, a day after the NBA final starts, the Boston Red Sox are playing the Oakland A's. You see that? And just think about how in the NBA they have the team from Oakland, the Golden State Warriors, playing against the team from Boston, the Boston Celtics. And this series starts on June 3rd, a day after the NBA finals. So this is why this stuff can be tricky sometimes. Because I was looking at how they have the Miami Marlins series starting on June 2nd against the Giants. And, the Heat could have played the Warriors in the finals. But the NBA finals was pretty much a lock. Because we saw the 175 connection. The Heat and Boston Celtics series, it began on May 17th, or 17/5. Jason Tatum, the star player for the Celtics. If you look up the box score, he scored a total of 175 points in that series. Of course, this season, if the Celtics lose in the NBA Finals, they will fall to 17-5 in finals. Golden State is 175, just like Paul Francis. And, of course, those two teams, the Warriors and the Celtics, they played on Paul Francis' 85th birthday when Boston. Basketball, Curry are all 85. Recently, I put out a video saying that I like the Celtics to get swept. I put out two different scenarios on Patreon. I'm not going to discuss that here because those scenarios pay a lot if they come through. I did give out who I like to win the NBA Finals for free on YouTube. I like the Warriors to win. I put out a video saying I like them in 4, but there is another scenario that can definitely play. So, if you want to look at that, go visit my Patreon. I'm not going to release that here. But the thing is, if they do get swept, that means 85 games will be played in the postseason this year. 85 total games. And that is a huge number. Again, basketball is 85. Boston is 85. And the thing about June 10th is that's 122 days after Klay Thompson's birthday and 175 days after the Pope's birthday. Klay Thompson could possibly be the MVP of the NBA Finals. When you write out Golden State and Pope Francis, they are both 122 and 175. So that's why I really like Game 4. But there are other scenarios. So if you want to explore those, you know where to go. Now tonight, right, I like the Lightning to win Game 1 versus the Rangers. Now, you don't have to take my advice. Those of you watching the video looking for a pick, you don't have to take my advice. If you don't trust me, so be it. Because I have a thing where every time I make a video about every time I give out a free pick on YouTube, for some reason I'm wrong. But yet on Patreon, I'll go like 12-0, and then as soon as I say, you know what, let me get my 13th pick out for free on YouTube, I get that one wrong for some reason. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like every time I put out a pick for free on YouTube, we get that shit wrong. Like that shit is crazy. Sometimes I feel like I'm being watched. But if you're on YouTube, you're like, "Oh, this guy is terrible," because every time he gives out a free pick, he's wrong, right? That's not the case because I give out picks every single day, and every day I'm not wrong. You know, the other day I just hit a 14 parlay that you guys didn't take advantage of because you're on YouTube waiting for the free stuff. But the Lightning goalie, his name is Andre Vasilevsky. He was born July 25th, and today is 54 days after his birthday. And I think that's going to be a big number in this game. You might see a final score 5-4 because the game is also on ESPN. ESPN is 54. But if you notice the Lightning right now, they can pick up their 54th all-time win against the Rangers today, 54 days after their goalie's birthday. They also have 48 losses, which is interesting because today's the day with 49 numerology. But I think the 54 is going to play, especially on that network. ESPN loves 54 rituals. But this is what I was telling you guys the other day this is why I changed my pick from Boston to Miami when I saw this. I'm like, why they have the Giants playing the Marlins on June 2nd? But then somebody else pointed out how they also have Oakland and Boston playing on that same day. If you guys think that this is coincidental, you guys are mistaken. They do this all the time. I mean, just ask yourself, do you think that the Rangers playing the Tampa Bay team in baseball it's a coincidence when those are the same two cities playing? Well, not the same two cities, but Tampa Bay and the New York Rangers are playing in hockey. You guys think that that's all coincidental? When we've documented this happening in years prior. Think about how when the Nationals win the World Series against the Astros in Game 7, they had the Wizards playing the Rockets in NBA. Right? Washington Wizards, Houston Rockets. While Game 7 of the World Series is Washington Nationals versus the Houston Astros. They do this all the time, you guys. If you're smart, you'll, live bet this game. Wait for the Lightning to go down maybe, and then put some money on them. But I do expect this to be a high-scoring game, and you might see a final score of 5-4. Now, today's date numerology is low, so maybe we don't get a high score. Maybe a 3-1 score will be fitting. Because in hockey, they like the final score usually matches the date numerology. Like yesterday, the Colorado game, the score ended 6-8, which is a very high score in hockey. But that's because, when you write out Denver, it equals 68. Like Colorado Avalanche event, they won over the Oilers. Yeah, 6-8. And again, Denver is 68. I do expect the Avalanche to advance in that series as well. This is just a thought that I'm throwing out there. I'm thinking in football this year, they might have Tom Brady go against Russell Wilson and Denver Broncos. Right? If that is what they're planning, I think they're gonna give us a big clue in hockey. If they allow the Colorado Avalanche to play the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup. So I will pay attention to the Stanley Cup because that's definitely going to be a big clue to who's going to be in the Super Bowl this year. Colorado versus Tampa Bay. And this is what they do all the time. They always sync up Tom Brady with other leagues championships. I mean, when he was in Boston, all the Boston teams were winning. Like they had the Bruins winning Stanley Cups. They had the Celtics winning championships. They had the Red Sox winning championships. They had the Patriots winning championships. Then he goes to Tampa Bay, and the Lightning are winning Stanley Cups. The Buccaneers are winning Super Bowls. The Rays are in the World Series. All this stuff is coincidental, though. There's a lot of people out there that we just not gonna convince that this is not a coincidence. Like how they might have Colorado versus Tampa Bay, and And how Broncos is 103 and they can go to the 100 and they can finish the 103rd season in the Super Bowl. And Tom Brady can become 8-3 in the year 23. Like how he became 7-3 in the year 21. See if I can find an updated bracket for the hockey. Yeah, here it is. So they can have the 1 seed play the 3 seed. And if that does happen, I'm putting my bets in for Broncos, Buccaneers, Super Bowl. So let's see what happens 54 days after the Tampa Bay Lightning's goalie's birthday. It's also the 55th day of his age, and Lightning is 55. You know, if you also want to, you want to also pay attention to this series, see what happens in this series, see how many runs are scored. I think this is a 3-game series. Baseball. Looks like it's a 4-game series, so definitely want to pay attention to this. So yesterday the Rangers won. Actually, this series started on the 30th. So this is it is a 4-game series. Yeah, I think I said it started yesterday, but it started on Monday. And I think wasn't that the same day as the as the Hurricanes game? Let me see. Carolina Hurricanes. Yeah, it was the same day, man. You see that? Oh my gosh, I don't know how I missed this, yo. This shit is frustrating. On May 30th, the same day that this series started, they had the Rays and Rangers. Oh my gosh. You know, you guys continue to discredit this work. I mean, like go right ahead. You know, keep disrespecting us and keep dissing the work. It's fine by me. It doesn't really matter to me. Those of you that can see it, see it. Those of you that can't, whatever. So the Rangers won the first 2 games. I don't expect the Rangers to win the series in hockey though. I think they're gonna do this Colorado Lightning Stanley Cup. I'm pretty sure that's what I think. Tribute to Tom Brady winning his 8th Super Bowl in Colorado, maybe. I wish they gave us the day of the Stanley Cup. That would definitely make this much easier. And remember what I was saying about this game? I thought it was going to be a 52 ritual. I actually thought the final score was going to end 5-2. If you notice what they did with the Hurricanes, they put in the goalie number 52 in the game, and then the score was 5-2. And then they showed the goalie with the number 52 jersey. So think about how the Rangers scored 5-2, scored 5 runs, made the score 5-2 against the goalie with the number 52 jersey. Again, Flood is 52. This was the same day that the hurricane was happening and was developing in Mexico. So even though we got the outcome wrong, I mean, the ritual was there. 52 ritual while there was a hurricane in Mexico. So let's see if the Lightning win tonight. And yeah. If you want to put in a future for the Avalanche to play the Lightning in the Stanley Cup, check. I'll look it up for you guys. See what the odds are. I really like that. I like that a lot. And they're the two favorites too. So let's see if you parlay those two. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. A negative 115 a parlay for those two, which is still not bad. I mean, you make 85 cents for every dollar you bet. Not bad. You bet a dollar, you make 85 cents. 87 cents. Yeah, but I think that's if this is definitely if this is the Stanley Cup Finals, I don't see how Tom Brady doesn't play the Broncos this year. Really, I don't see it. And we are what? Today's June 1st. The Super Bowl is in what? February of next year. So we're calling out the Super Bowl 8 months in advance. For all you doubters, all you haters. Like how we called the Super Bowl when Gronkowski signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 292 days before the Super Bowl, the 60-second prime. Nobody remembers that, though. All these porn sites, that's what the world is full of. Porn, drugs, violence, mass shooters. That's what everybody's paying attention to. Nobody's paying attention to the guy who wrote a book, who puts out a video every single day. Let me see how many sales my book got. It's been out for over a year. Only 104 sales. When there's 7,000 people in this channel, and they can't even buy a $5 book. And then people tell me, don't stop doing the work. Well, this is the type of stuff that'll make somebody stop doing the work. Especially when you guys with the bigger platforms don't support. You won't hear a peep about my book on other channels, right? Unbelievable. That's what the world is about. The ass kissers, all the ass kissers, they get skipped to the front of the line. Good luck, everybody. Hopefully the Lightning win game 1. If you, again, put in the future for the Colorado Avalanche to play the Lightning, it pays negative 115, which is 87 cents for every dollar that you bet on them. I like that parlay for hockey to be. I like for those two teams to be in the Stanley Cup. The NBA, you guys already know, like the Golden State Warriors to drop the Celtics to 17-5. Now, it could end in 4. It could end in 5, 6, or 7. But if you want to find out those details, you have to find out on Patreon. You're not going to find that on YouTube. So, and I'm going to leave a link in the comment section for the Patreon. Please support. If you don't, fine. It doesn't matter to me. Those people who are on Patreon, they're going to benefit from my work. It's that simple. I'm not going to come on here beg people to buy my book, beg people to support me. If this is, those of you that like watching my stuff, if you like me just sitting in here, decoding stuff, fine. Then that's all it'll be for the rest of eternity. That's all it'll be. But if you want to see me advance and, do other things, get into a studio, do better interviews, because you guys watch my stuff, which I don't understand. When you guys want me to interview people, celebrities and stuff, because if I had the revenue and the support, I could do that. When I went to Denver, Kansas City, I went to Kansas City by myself, and I was at the parade interviewing people. But you know why I never put out those footages? I did put out some clips. I showed it on my live stream. But the reason those footages were so bad is because, 1, I didn't have a decent camera. 2, I didn't have a person that could record me. And 3, I didn't have a decent microphone. And all those things cost money, which I don't have, unfortunately. But I still did it, though. So it's not like I need money to do things. if I had the money, then I could do better things. Because I would have paid somebody to go with me down there. Because ain't nobody going to travel to me. You know, a road trip from New York to Kansas City is like 23 hours. And I did that by myself, by the way. I drove 23 hours to Kansas City. If I could pay somebody, let's say $400 to just, because it's a trip that takes like 4 days. Because it's 23 hours to go. It's 23 hours to come back. That's already 2 days. Then you spend a day over there. That's 3 days. And then you have to rest. So more likely you're going to be out there for 4 days. So if somebody's going to spend 4 days with me on the road, I have to compensate that person. And I also have to buy supplies like a microphone, a decent camera and stuff like that. And you guys would have saw a video of me interviewing people at the parade, which is content for you guys. But again, I'm not going to do what other people do and remind you every day why it's so important to support the channel. You guys should know that already. You guys should know that this is independent work, that we are not employed by any company, and we are doing something that's really important. And you guys, obviously you guys appreciate it because you guys tune in to all the videos. Look at this. I put out a book and only 104 sales. Shit is ridiculous, yo. All right, fine. So be it.